Hello everyone, it's me Andrea. Today I'm here with my second piece for the #Love Fall Art event, and I didn't really plan something. As I said before, this time I wanted to do something completely out of my comfort zone. So I sat down with this white sheet of paper and a pencil and started scribbling stuff, and I had this cone shaped stuff put down, and then I thought, yeah, that looks a bit like this comic type of trees, and I went on with it, gave them some twigs, and of course they're comic type of trees, they get some eyes, and I wanted them to look a bit worrying. I hope I got this impression, and you will see later why. And this page is all about having fun with media I barely use normally. And it's all about pastels. It's Derwent pastel pencils. It's at the end pan pastels. And I think to me, it is really difficult. I like to use acrylic paints, all that stuff to get texture on my page, and yeah, I really like acrylic paint. So, and with this media here, it's hard to get texture on the page. It's purely visual texture. So, for me, it's really hard to do that, and completely out of my comfort zone. So, for the trees, I use different browns. As I said, these are all Derwent pastel pencils, and I use my fingers a lot to blend them in. I think that's the best way the best way to use the pastels, and it's easily done. I really like the way you can use them and blend them, and really fantastic. You don't have to be, I always call them a bit the cheating pencils, because you can cheat a bit. The edges are much softer, not that precise, and that's what I like with it. And I really had a lot of fun making this page. And it's a pure fun page. Nothing, it's not a masterpiece, but it's fun. And it's a bit of a joke. So, and you will see why at the end. I use, as you can see, different greens down here to get a bit of shading in, and have these darker lines on the bottom of the trees. And then on top I use, of course, different blues to get somehow the sky down. Always blend it in with my fingers. A bit darker around the trees, of course, to have a bit more dimension in there. And you have to work hard with this to get more dimension on there. When you're not used to it, you have to learn it. So, and of course it's autumn. I thought of an autumn afternoon, late afternoon, when the sun goes down and leaves a bit of red in the sky. So I used oranges and reds here and there. Not a lot, just enough to have a bit more color on that page. And I went into the edges and put down a bit more paint, not paint, but pastels, to have a bit of darker edges, sort of frame it a bit already with that, and bring it a bit together. So for the ground here, the trees are all without leaves, so they have lost their leaves already. And first I thought I would put down some, or draw down some leaves there, but it would have looked a bit weird, and so I decided to put some stamping down. The first one is a stamp from Dine Reveille, only to get a bit of visual texture down, and that something's going on the ground with light greens, a bit of darker greens. And this is all over the page stamp from Impression Obsession. I never know in which order you say that, but you might know them. And get a bit of dirt down. Actually, I use that brown ink, and in between I always use this fixative spray to fix the pastels, and you can always work on top of that. So this is only one leaf I will use and put it on that big tree, and that's where everyone looks at, you know, in this worryingly look in their face. And you will see my sentiments I put down later. I found it funny, so you might. We'll see. This is a Stabilo in brown. I go around all the shapes to make it pop a bit more. Give it a bit more substance. And I use the Uniball in black to draw the eyes, and the white Stabilo to get the white of the eyes, of course. So, and of course, because I went over the edges, I had to go back with my brown Stabilo to define them again. And this is a lot of shading now with the darker, that's middle grayish pastel pencil, and this is a darker green to get the shades of the trees, long shades, because it's late afternoon, as I said, and more shading. So this is a stencil from Dina Wakley. Yeah, Dina Wakley, and I only use the first sentence. It's at the end of the day, and then the rest I will stamp, but not yet. As I see, I didn't, it was too flat for me. I wanted to put more texture down. So I used this stencil, that's a Dina Wakley, Dina Wakley stencil, and use it with pan pastel. You can use pan pastel through a stencil really perfectly. It works great. And I think that makes a difference. It looks more more texture, and I liked it much more. Yeah, and I went in on the edges of the trees with the same stencil and had a bit of red because I wanted to pick the red from the sky up there. Fix it again, and these are my words, and it means hang in there, because of the leaf, that the only leaf left, and everyone looks at it in this worryingly look. I found it funny, so my type of humor. A bit of shading and highlighting around and in the letters, and I think I go over the stem one to make them darker. They were too light, and a bit of shading around the letters as well after I etched the page with that's a new color I etched it with in brown to bring everything together, and with a grey pastel pencil I go around and shade it, and that's it. After this you will see a close up. I hope you like it. I had a lot of fun doing that, and yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I can only tell you again, have a look for the hashtag #LoveFallArt for all the other artists and their videos. Must be hundreds out there. Enjoy them, and I hope I will see you soon with my next project. Have a nice time, guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye.